Hi there. Thank you for joining us again with the Bloom Show and Flowers and Scents.
Williee Armellini.
And today in this episode, we're having three florist associations, state associations join us to talk about the importance of the state association and how much they can give back and how you can become a part of it too. And again, about collaboration, kind of the importance of this altogether. So we have Cheryl Vaughan from the Texas State Association, Rodney from Great Lakes, and then Deborah, the former president.
That's right.
And Jackie, the brand new spanking current president from the Florida State Floral Association. So as always, I'm going to let Willie do the honors and take it from here.
Well, okay. Well, welcome. And the basic idea here, we was looking for who can we interview to make, to bring some value to our little projects and to y'all. So I looked at this list and I saw these state associations and I said, perfect, let's talk to these state associations because these three are important. They keep showing up and they're active. And Florida just had its 100th anniversary. So the idea, what about the associations? There's only, like I say, three that represented here. I know a lot of them, there used to be a lot, every state had one at some point, I think, at some level. And are there any left or what's going on with that? So tell us what's going on.
Well, what's going on with Florida State
Yes.
is, again, like you mentioned, it was our centennial celebration, 100 years in floristry. So we are extremely proud of that. And I found it kind of not different. We had our incoming board meeting with Jackie, and one of the new board members said, well, what's in it for people if they enter or whatever, if they become a member, what do they get out of it? And I looked at him and I was kind of appalled at the question. I said, you know what? I don't look at it that way. I am a product of the state associations. I've been in the industry 41 years and I learned everything I know about retail floristry, and I am a successful retail florist because of the conventions. I cared enough to, give back to myself and education to come to the things. And I sat my butt right in the front row and I was like a little sponge and I absorbed it all. And that's where I came from. So it's not like what can the association do for me? It's what can I do to get involved in this association that gave me this glorious industry that I'm so good at and I'm proud of.
Gee, we could stop there and that's somewhere.
Well said. Well said.
I mean, still.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I want to expand on what Deborah was saying because it's not, you get out what you put into it.
That's true.
So if you join any association, whether it's at state level, national level, international, whatever, you're going to get back what you put into your membership with that. So that's one of the first things. And one of the things that Florida State also did is we just recently rebranded, rechanged our name, and it's now FSFA International. We opened the doors. Anyone in the world can join.
Okay.
We changed the bylaws to embrace that because we also saw some of the other state associations starting to go to the wayside. And the way it was written, you had to be a resident of Florida State.
In the bylaws.
Yes.
We changed that to embrace because we also know that, the Texas, Michigan, or Great Lakes and Florida are three of the strongest. There are some others still out there.
There are. Okay.
And we certainly hope that they will do something to turn around, but it's what you put into it. And as a board, we decided a few years ago that we would retain our positions, do what we could to build. And I am so happy to say 4 years ago, we had 74 members. Today, we have almost 400.
Wow.
In just a really short amount of time. And a lot of that is international, and one of the reasons that we changed. So you have to put into that membership what you expect to get out and look at what you can do to help the associations grow.
And you also pivoted during COVID, correct?
During
did.
COVID.
Yeah,
We
a few
did.
times, right?
Well, like everyone did too, we had to really do a lot that was all through Zooms, and our executive director, Mr. Bob Tucker, is always thinking of new and exciting things. And he came up with the idea to do the Design Challenge International. And we received entries from 88 competitors, 27 countries.
Wow.
It was ridiculous. And we had 24,000 votes.
Wow.
So it just opened us up, and it was Indonesia who won. And it just really opened us up to the world as an association. And they started paying their dues, and Bob would call, oh my gosh, we have one from this country or that. And it's like, really an extraordinary thing, because they all just wanted to be a part of, something. and the world became smaller
The
know,
world became
wow.
smaller.
because
Yeah.
of this, the internet and the Zoom and everything. It was just a brilliant thing, and we charged admission. So it was our time. It's
Yeah.
a volunteer board, so it was our time that we put into it. So it was really a brilliant thing to really keep us going during the down times. where we couldn't
And
do
Great
that.
Lakes also.
That's what I was about to
Yeah,
say.
Rod,
Rod,
what's your
Rod,
experience?
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Rebranding was what it was all about. We are formerly the Michigan Floral Association. We're actually still registered with the IRS as the Michigan Floral Association. We just created a DBA, Great Lakes Floral Association, to embrace the surrounding states around Michigan. As you mentioned, a lot of the associations had fallen by the wayside or have fallen on hard times. And a good example is Indiana. They used to have a real strong state association in Indiana. They had the Midwest Trade Fair. It was one of the largest trade fairs.
Right, way back when.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the retail florists are still doing well there, but they were looking and searching for education and professional partnerships, which is that's our mission. As the Great Lakes Floral Association, we exist to create professional partnerships and provide education, which helps position our members at the forefront of the floral industry. So we felt that by changing our name to Great Lakes Floral Association, we could reach out and embrace some of those states and welcome them to become members of our organization. And it's been very successful for us. We now have a board member, Michelle Herr from Banner Flower House in Kokomo, Indiana. About 25 members in the state of Indiana. And just this past week, we've now created a new region in Ohio for the state of Ohio. And there are 3 people that are running for that board seat, which when I get back from this conference, I'll have the ballots in the mail and we'll have elected a new board member from the state of Ohio. So we're excited about that. But it's all about, being open-minded and, being welcome and welcoming to other regions and other areas. So that's kind of what we've done. And I don't think we're going to stop with Ohio and Indiana. Maybe we'll move into Ontario, Canada next. There's quite a few shops there that I think are in need. And about 8 years ago at SAF, I was having a conversation with Susie Wilkie from the Wisconsin Upper Michigan Florist Association, and they were looking for some new management. And I just happened to throw out the fact that, hey, if you're interested, maybe we could help you with that.
Right.
And one thing led to another, and that was in September. And in January, they hired our association to manage their association.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of people think that, they merged with us or vice versa. And it wasn't anything like that at all. They still are their own independent association. They just pay a management fee to the Great Lakes Floral Association every year. And it's worked out very well. We're able to provide them with all of the member benefits that we provide to Great Lakes Floral members. And they're still able to, retain their autonomy and have their own organization. So.
How about yourself?
How about Texas? Tell us about Texas.
Well, our mission statement, we actually kind of redid it a couple years back, and it's cultivating member success and a strong floral community. So
Okay.
we feel like that, that's the most important thing that we could be doing right now.
Mhm.
And we have focused on just recently, actually, it's kind of interesting because we changed our floral events names, which used to be Texas State Florist Association Convention, TSFA Convention, to Texas Floral Expo. We still kept the Texas on there because there were too many people that wanted to keep Texas on there. But we have just wanted to make sure people that, didn't want them to think they had to be a member of our association to be there. So we did kind of change our name there too. But we have given our members premier education for years, and we actually have a high school program where we teach high school teachers that sometimes have never taught before. They come in and they're ag teachers, and they tell them, it might be a welding teacher, and they tell them, oh, you're teaching floral next year. So exactly. So we have instructors that are teaching those students, and we'll call them students, but they're really teachers, But we actually tested 14,000 students knowledge base this last year and 3,500 in level 1 on hands-on. So we are, and in turn, then we are actually, we have a lot of our, especially some of our bigger shops who reach out to us and say what students, might be available to be, would be good prospects. And so we give them certain teachers' names where we know they have good, strong floral programs. And so a lot of our members look to us for brand new employees.
Recruitment.
Okay, great. It's a way to collaborate and offer more,
Yes.
give value. Were you going to ask
So
something?
I'm just curious, you are the successful ones, if you will. So the other ones, are they pretty much all volunteer? The other states that maybe have faded away? Is that part of what happened? Lack of apathy? Is that what it was?
Well, I mean, almost every state association is volunteer.
Mhm.
Okay.
A
A few of them, like Rodney, you haven't paid yet.
couple, and Texas has a management company as well. Florida does not. It's all
It's all
volunteer.
volunteer.
And they both, Texas and Michigan, will manage other states as well, their programs, and have been very successful in that. But with more people, especially coming out of COVID with the labor situation as it is, a lot of people can't get out of their shop to take the time to be away at a state association or convention, or they just don't have the support as far as the staff to be there. And that's what we're hearing more now than anything else. And we actually just left a meeting on, how can we, as leaders in the industry and looking to those businesses that we work with or for, how can we collaborate on what we can do about that? How can we reach out to those that can't come to us? How do we get to them? Because one of the, with people still wanting the education, trends changing as fast as they are,
Yep.
it's still a very important part of doing business and continuing to grow. So when they can't come to us, how do we get back out to them? And it's just something that was going to have to evolve.
Question for you. How can vendors or non-florists be intentional in helping associations such as yourselves? And other than sponsorships, that's a good one, right? That's
Mhm.
donations. But how else can they be intentional in helping get the word out for you?
Well, it's like Jackie just mentioned, we are all talking and working together to try to figure out ways that we can help each other. Not only how the other industry players can help us, but how we can help them.
Yep.
And, with the end goal of making a better industry for all of us.
Exactly.
So,
It's kind of a selfish, when you look at it, it's a little bit selfish, because the better we make the industry, the better it is for each of us that are in the
That's
industry.
wise.
And
That's wise.
to keep in mind too, is now there's a lot of people that are interested in flowers. They may not be in the floral industry. It may just be a hobby to them or something that they're interested in. And we've seen how flowers have grown, or the popularity of flowers have grown in the last couple of years because of COVID and not being able to go. The health and wellness benefits of flowers, just wanting to have, flowers make people smile, and just wanting to have fresh flowers in the home. So
Exactly.
we certainly would invite anyone. You don't have to be a florist, you don't have to be a wholesaler or in the floral industry to belong to a state association. Get involved. If you're interested, reach out to any of us. We would be happy to direct you if you're not in our state, where you can reach out and get to us. All of us have websites you can go to and are happy to direct from there.
And as sponsors too, what used to be done many years ago, and then with obviously the pandemic, but getting back into having the wholesale houses loan us their space, because then we're creating that avenue to be at their place and to bring others in that maybe wouldn't be there. So we're working on one, and it'll be in a few weeks in Pompano Beach, and it's full pot of flowers, and we're going to have one of our Florida State designers do the program, and then we'll work together with them on advertising it and bring people to, and it's going to be on a night, and they have their this is the best night for us. This is when we've brought in the best. So, we have to use everyone's expertise as to what's best for you. And so we're going to see how that goes. But, you have to do it. You have to do trial and error, and you got to start somewhere. So we're going to try to get back into that and have it videoed so that it can be shown. I don't know if we'll do live stream or what we're going to do. We haven't gotten that far yet, but, just getting back into those venues that have the product, that need to sell it, that want to show people this is what we have.
Yeah.
You know, because we kind of got away from that.
And collaboration.
Exactly.
Collaboration, word
Yeah.
of mouth, and
Right.
offering their venue.
You know, I'll circle back on what Jackie said earlier too, and Debbie, about, you know, when you join an association, you get out of it what you put into it.
Yep.
And I would say the same thing would hold true to other industry players. You know, yes, it's nice to have the sponsorships and the dollars help. I mean, we couldn't do with what we, you know, what we do without them, let's be honest. But to get more industry players involved and to have them take active roles in educational sessions and professional partnerships, you know, it's a very important thing. You know, a week or two ago, we had a Zoom meeting on supply chain, and it was a panel discussion, and we had Steve Dion there from Cal Flowers representing shippers and growers, and we had Josh Wessner there from Syndicate Sales representing the hard good industry. We had John Oker there, who's the branch manager for Kennecott's in Detroit, Michigan, representing wholesale florists. Jerome Raska was the moderator and on the panel representing retail florists. So it was a very diversified group of people that talked about supply chain and, you know, where we're at and where we're going and what we can do in the next, you know, 90 to 180 days to help keep ourselves profitable and be better florists. But it didn't require a lot of money. It was giving of time.
That's it.
You know, they were giving back to the association to help, you know, better the industry for all. So, you know, it's not just the sponsorship dollars, it's getting involved.
Getting involved.
So if I'm a retailer in New Jersey or something, and there's no state association in New Jersey, what do? Call one of you guys up, or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll
Take you.
embrace them with open arms.
because you
So-
can give them the
We-
benefits of your.
We had people on
Association,
that Zoom meeting from all over the country.
You do.
Right.
And I've heard of a couple of florists that are in a few associations as well.
Absolutely.
Right.
Right.
They're not just dedicated to one, they get different benefits from
Mhm.
others. How are you intentionally getting the word out of that? For example, that's a great asset to have someone that's in a small city or state and is not aware that they could join South Florida, Florida State Association. How are you getting the word out? Or how would you like to?
We really do so much on our social media,
Mhm.
and then just so many different pages, Florist to Florist, Florist to Facebook. I mean, anyone professional florist that we can get on,
Okay.
we just promote and promote and promote and share. And there are a handful of us that are constantly doing that, and just that's how we got that Design Challenge International.
Which was
We just
amazing.
we just put it everywhere we could get into.
All the groups. and
Yes,
all
every
that.
group we could get into that allowed us, we were there and we promoted it, and that's how it happened. So
And on
social
that note-
media in any capacity is great.
And on that note, do you have your own groups? Like where can people go check you out and learn more
Well, we
information?
have,
each of you?
I laugh because I started out with one, I think now we're up to 5 different
That's a lot
pages.
of-
Two
A lot of managing.
two for Wisconsin. There's a group page for Wisconsin Upper Michigan Florist Association, and then the fan page, which is open to the public. So the group is closed. You have
Okay.
to ask to join it, and then you're accepted into it. Where the fan page is, you know, open. That's a public page. And so we'll use that. And we have the same for Great Lakes Floral Association, a group page and a fan page. And we'll use the fan pages to promote flowers. You know,
Okay, right.
the benefits of having flowers in your lives, because anybody and everybody could be looking at that. And it works really well. And then we'll use the group pages to more or less promote industry specific events, things that are pertinent to our members or people that would want to possibly join our association. Some of them cross over. Sometimes we'll promote items on both pages. And then I have my personal page. So, it's all- oh, and then there's Instagram.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't
Oh,
forget
and
Instagram.
TikTok.
And
No,
Twitter.
no,
and
yeah. I know. I can't keep track of
WhatsApp.
it all.
Yeah.
And I don't,
Too many passwords.
I don't tweet or anything like that, but we hired a young gentleman by the name of Kyle Manning about 3 years ago, and he does a lot of social media help for us. I meet with him once a month. We put together the agenda. He'll post at least 4 times a week on our public page. And then he also helps out with some other things as well, but it's nice to have some help with that.
Yeah, you need somebody's less than 20 years old.
Well, yeah, I don't.
No,
I
Bob
don't know what to
does
put
a
on
heck
there
of
or
a
even how to
job.
put it on
Yeah,
there,
Bob,
but,
and also we have Andy.
Okay.
She's really great. She is our treasurer, but she's so good with social media, and she does the Instagram. And then Bob, and then my husband Gus does a lot of the, FSFA and
Family
So
volunteering.
There's a few of us. Yeah, we're all volunteers.
We do a lot of partnering with our local wholesalers as well, because
That's
they're in touch with the community day to day.
and
And we'll ask them to send flyers out with their boxes or wraps or packages, things of that nature. And also ask them to share things on their social media pages so that it can get out through multiple channels.
and you could use more of that, I imagine. All of you,
Oh,
correct?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Florida State Florist Association. And we purposely reach out to other and collaborate with the companies that support us, our sponsors.
Mhm.
We promote our sponsors, which pulls it over to their page, which
Yep.
promotes us. And that cross promotion is really the way to, the key to getting out there. But it's the engagement and with
Mhm.
our international design competition just exploded
Mhm.
the engagement with everyone. I think we had 85,000 reach
It was
within
crazy.
just the first beginning. And Deborah kind of laughs because, Bob's like, oh, we'll probably have at least 50 people. She's like, oh,
I said, oh,
bless your
sweetheart,
heart.
he's so
You know,
cute.
Yeah, sure we will.
I said, now
And we
don't
had
be,
85.
don't be
so
disappointed now. We have to
Yeah.
be realistic.
it's the engagement and getting out there and connecting with them. And like we said, directing. If you don't happen to be in Florida, that's okay. We welcome you from New Jersey.
Yep.
But if you want would rather go to Michigan, we
Or
certainly
Texas.
would support that.
We
It's
go to Michigan
Getting involved.
and
We
Texas.
go to Michigan.
And
We do.
and
No, it's
Cheryl-
refreshing to hear that.
We all go to
frankly,
each other's
that-
states. Yeah.
That for me, this is like a lifeline. There's people out here that can help you. Your state, you don't have a state association, doesn't matter. And what you've all sort of either dropped, well, you didn't drop Texas name, but anyway, sort of broaden your reach a little bit by
Yeah.
Mhm.
changing your bylaws in some cases. So
Right.
that's really good. I'm actually happy to hear this because I was wondering, I was happy to see that there's 3 associations still alive. I know Texas because I've been to some. When I worked for Greenleaf, I was at some of those conventions. They were big conventions,
Mhm.
and I haven't been to yours, but I know that's a big deal already.
We'd
Yeah.
love to have you come, Willie.
I think we'll have to make a
Yeah.
trip
Live broadcast
to
of
the
Great
UP.
Lakes Floral and Event Expo
There you
would be
go.
fabulous.
Yeah.
So how many members do each of you have? We're not showing off here, but just asking.
We're just under 400.
Yeah.
400?
Maybe over 400 at this
Yeah.
point, just since
Mhm.
convention.
I think we're under 500, I
Wow.
think, for something, is what I think, but I'm not positive.
Just
Diana's not
just
here,
a
our executive
guesstimate.
director.
Rod's adding up. You're adding
Yeah,
up.
well, it's a question. It's always changing. And our association is a little unique in the sense that we're a trade association representing businesses, but we're also a professional organization representing individuals, meaning we have business members, our active members, and we have certified members who are individuals
Okay.
that all fall into that. So I think right now in Michigan, we have about 300 active trade members and about 150 certified members. And then in Wisconsin, about 150 active members and maybe 10 certified members. If you really want to look at it, you can go to our website at greatlakesfloralassociation.org and click on Find a Florist. And that's all powered by Google Maps.
Oh, wow.
And that's a nice member benefit that we offer that, you can zoom out or zoom in. You can search, radius of 10 miles or 50 miles, and you can find a certified florist, or you can find an active member florist, on that Find a Florist tab. So that's kind of a nice member benefit. That's not a lot of people take advantage of or
Yeah.
think about, but the public does. When I look at the Google Analytics, it's seeing some activity. We recently did the Art and Elements display at Meadowbrook Hall in
Saw that.
Rochester, Michigan.
Yeah.
I saw
Saw
that too.
And we used that as an opportunity to reach out to the community. I think I can't remember off the top of my head, but the sign said something to the effect that love flowers, ever want to work in a flower shop, get education here. And we put a QR code with a
Oh,
link
nice.
to our education page and a QR code with a link to our certified florist page. And we saw a few hundred hits off of that over 2 days' time that were just people that walked, public, that went through this show that maybe would want to become an employee someday at one of our member shops. They did the same thing over in Wisconsin in August at the State Fair. They do a design competition there, and the State Fair over 10 days gets, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people through there. And we had a sign set up there with the QR code as well. I've never been a
Great
big QR
marketing.
code guy.
Oh, they're
They-
coming
they
back.
work.
They're coming
pretty
back.
handy.
They're on all commercials.
But now that you have a
everywhere now,
restaurant
so
you go to, that's the
Yes.
menu, so you got to figure out how to use them.
They're
exactly.
back. They're back.
So, you know, it's a good way to drive some traffic to your websites.
Wow.
Well, I think also if anyone should be listening that is in a state that has an association
Mhm.
that might be struggling, reach out to us
Mm.
because we'd be happy to help another state association
Association, yeah.
to be able to hang on. And
Absolutely.
you're only as strong as the leadership that you put in place
Yeah.
because of it mostly being volunteer.
Yeah.
Ran and if your leaders aren't strong, that can sometimes,
Drag the whole thing down.
yeah, I want to try to be positive
Yes.
and not say drag it
Yes,
down,
yes.
but just
Not
make
push it
fall
forward.
back a little bit, and
Mhm.
that should be. So sometimes it's letting go of because this is the way we've always done it,
Mm.
and
Right.
just embracing this is what's
That's
best for
huge.
the association and how we move forward. So being willing to make changes that you need to, or even joining one of the other associations that is still strong.
And there's a possibility for merging. as
Absolutely.
well. Yeah, there's
Absolutely.
that's what it sounds like. You said you had
Yes.
mentioned Canada as well. That just sounds like a.
Absolutely. Our board of directors is very progressive and open-minded. And it really does go back to what Jackie just said, leadership and volunteers. There, you know, just because we have a paid staff at Great Lakes Floral Association, it's still all volunteer.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh, man, I have over 100 volunteers.
Over 100
Over
volunteers.
100,
Wow.
between the committees and the board of directors and the foundation, and you know, it goes on and on and on.
And anybody that's been on a board or a volunteer board, you know, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and that circles back to what was said earlier about getting out of it what you give.
Yeah.
And it's really that simple. I
Beautiful.
think there's a song about that.
Yeah, probably. If not, I'll write one.
Simple.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
Hey, well, we thank you for your time here. This has been really good, educational for me, because first of all, I hear or see there's a lifeline out there for florists who don't have an association to embrace. That's actually encouraging.
I have a question from a viewer here.
Oh,
So David Kaplan, my partner in crime, is asking, is there anything Flowers and Scents, New Bloom Solutions, that involve all flowers can do to help you guys get the word out?
other than what we're doing, I
Yeah.
hope.
Keep on doing this.
Put 'em
Yeah.
on
And
consultation.
continue to promote state association,
Right.
Yeah.
just
Right.
simply by every now and then saying, remember, look for a state association in your state, or reach out to one of these. And I don't care if you're promoting, Great Lakes or
Mhm.
or Texas or Florida, or put us all on there. Hey, any of these you can reach out to for help. Just doing
So-
that every now and then would be a huge, huge.
So
help.
I offer my services. If you ever need us to do a live at your location or
Okay.
anything, or even email something out, let us know, because it's all about getting that information out and being helpful to the community, just like you are.
I'll go one step further. Send me a banner ad and I'll put it on my site.
There you go.
Wow, wonderful.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, I
So
appreciate that.
we
Williee.
could
Thank you.
collaborate with you. Just feel free to reach out in any which way. We have our resources. So
Thank you, Sahid.
we're
Thank you,
here to offer.
Willie. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I will. I'll reach out to everybody and give you some specs on that stuff. But yeah, I'm happy we had this opportunity and we all managed to get here at the same,
We
more or less the same
did.
time and the same place. It's incredible that this works, but it works. And we thank you for your time and it's been fun.
All right.
Thank
Have a
you
glorious
so
day.
much.
Thank you so much, and
Appreciate it.
enjoy the
Bye
show,
now.
and thank you for your time.